Well, no long introduction. OjyOkpe is back with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinx.
Happy. I'm so happy to be back.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, I did go for mommy's duties. My son is in college. Yes, I'm
You know what people often say when you tell people that your son is going to college? They're like, how is Oji the mother of a college
I am.
student?
I started very young.
I warned you long ago.
That what? Tell me.
You say me on your own. The kids are going to college.
Yes, I'll never be on my own. I'll have you guys and my whole Arise crew forever.
Okay, Liverpool pledge. Never walk alone.
Good morning, Rufai. How are you? Yes, I know you can't wait. How are you? I miss you all. I really do.
So much.
Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, a 34-year-old fugitive, Danilo Cavalcante, was caught on Wednesday by a law enforcement dog as he tried to crawl away in thick underbrush 2 weeks after he escaped from a prison in Pennsylvania. Cavalcante was arrested in a wooded area after an aircraft picked up his heat signal overnight. More than 500 officers hunted him down after he escaped. On August 31st, he was sentenced last month to life for killing his ex-girlfriend in front of her 2 young children in April 2021. In Libya, the death toll from a tropical-like cyclone that swept through Derna on Sunday has risen to more than 6,000 people. Authorities say the sea is constantly dumping dozens of bodies. There have been desperate calls for more humanitarian support as victims lie wrapped in body bags, others buried in mass graves. Nigeria's president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on Wednesday condoled with the government of Libya, stating that Nigeria is ready to provide all necessary support to assist the Libyan people in overcoming the harrowing tragedy. In Nigeria, the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, swore in new commissioners and special advisors on Wednesday that will form his cabinet just weeks after the Lagos House of Assembly rejected 17 out of 39 commissioner nominees recommended for screening and confirmation by the governor. During the ceremony, Sanwo-Olu assigned 23 commissioners, including Akin Abayomi as Commissioner for Health and Gbenga Omotosho as Commissioner for Information and Strategy, as well as 14 special advisors.
They have been carefully and painstakingly chosen, and they are by no measure some of our best brains, not just in Lagos, but all around the country.
Best Afrobeats, Rima and Selena Gomez.
Finally, on our entertainment, Countdown, the multi-platinum hit song by Afrobeat singer Rema, featuring American singer Selena Gomez, won the Best Afrobeats category at the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards on Tuesday night. The award ceremony, which took place at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, saw Taylor Swift winning in 8 different categories and taking home the top prize for her anti-hero music video on a night full of surprises, including a performance by Diddy, who received the Global Icon Award. The legendary rapper's performance at the VMAs was his first since 2005. He dazzled the crowd with an incredible collection of some of his biggest hits, like Bad Boy for Life, and was joined on stage by his twin daughters and his son, King Kong.
Seems like yesterday we used to rock
Diddy
the show.
is bad boy for life. Congratulations to Diddy, especially Rema for our very own. Yes, he did. Amazing. He did amazing. Also Taylor Swift. Yeah. Well, you know, she was the star of the night. I know. I think she was on stage too. And then also obviously Shakira was there as well. She won the Vanguard Award. Congratulations to all of them. Rema is doing amazing. Well, let's begin what's trending. In Stellenbosch, South Africa, where Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka made a controversial claim accusing the leadership of the Labour Party of being aware that their party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi, lost the February 25th election. The Nobel laureate was speaking at an event titled The Lives of Wole Soyinka, a dialogue organized by Africa in the world. Soyinka used the Yoruba phrase, "Bajue," which means obtaining by deception, to describe the actions of the Labour Party, stating that they are trying to force a lie on Nigerians, especially the youth, that Obi won the election. Let's take a listen.
I could say categorically that Peter Obi's party came third, not even second, and that the leadership knew it. Well, they wanted to do what we call in Yoruba, Bajue. That is, you know, you have force of arms. You also have force of lies. And it was gearing up towards violence. They were going to send, some of the hardliners were going to send crowds, young people, into the streets to demonstrate. I'm always ready to be among such demonstrators, but only on the banner of truth, not of lies, not of deceit. Peter Obi achieved something remarkable there, that he broke that mold. Yes, however, he did not win the election.
All right, Dr. Abati, that phrase, "Bajue," got me. I mean, you know that Wole Soyinka has always been quite vocal about Peter Obi's, emergence as whether it is a third force or not. But before I come to you, let me take some tweets. This is from Omar, who wrote, "No one can be seen to say categorically that someone didn't win an election if the person cannot show proof of what he asserts. It is on Prof to show us why his assertion is true. Was he in the 36 states monitoring the elections, or his agencies were, or a report affirmed so?" Well, Lawrence also wrote, "Why does Wole Soyinka feel so comfortable saying terrible things against Peter Obi? He claims Peter Obi was mobilizing youth for protest, while in truth, Peter Obi was the one telling the youth to keep away from protests. The youth are blaming Peter Obi for not allowing them protest. Wole Soyinka is saying Peter Obi was mobilizing the youth to protest." I mean, Lawrence's tweet was quite apt. We do know that Peter Obi has been telling everyone to stay calm until Judgment Day. Judgment Day has come and gone, and we have not seen any violence. So, I mean, it is quite worrisome to hear Professor Wole Soyinka make such assertions. Dr. Abati.
It's very straightforward.
Yeah.
The obedience,
Yes.
those characters on social media who give Peter Obi a bad name, they finally lost Professor Wole Soyinka. You recall that before now he had complained about this obedience, some people call them some other names, operating on social media and forcing Peter Obi down everybody's throats. And he said, look, at that time, that Peter Obi was even his favorite candidate because he wanted change in Nigeria, and he thought somebody else, new blood, should provide the leadership. Many of the other people who in fact supported Peter Obi, they backed away from him because of the behavior of these characters, who abuse everybody, who think their own version of the truth is the only version of reality. So that's the evidence you have seen there. And you could see Okendebe, the interviewer, feeling, well, where is Prof going in this matter? Yeah. That's number one. The second part, of course, is that Professor Wole Soyinka is just expressing an opinion. His opinion does not matter in this matter. The Court of Appeal has ruled, right, the way the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal handled the matter. Mr. Peter Obi himself and the other petitioner, the People's Democratic Party and Atiku Abubakar, they have said they are going all the way to the Supreme Court. What the law provides for is that it is the apex court in presidential matters that we have the final say. And I think, while it is normal, natural for people to react to court rulings, in this particular matter, it is the Supreme Court that will tell us the truth of it.
Yes,
so, and Professor Soyinka is not in a position, because he's not a shamanist, he's not a futurologist. He once wrote a play called Requiem for Futurologists. So he himself cannot act as a futurologist in the matter. So we all should just calm down and wait for, the Supreme Court. And when he says Gbajue, deception, right? Well, there are some other commentators who will say Professor Soyinka is accusing Peter Obi and the Labour Party of Gbajue of deception. But some people will say, in fact, the entire election was an act in Grant Gbajue, a whole deceptive operation. There are people who, even if you wake them up 10 years from now, they will still say 2023 general election was complete Gbajue, quoting Professor Soyinka. So it's not just about Labour Party, and it's on the basis of that we are saying that there are certain reforms that will still need to take place. There are certain consequential steps that will have to be taken by the National Assembly with regard to the electoral framework in Nigeria. So that phrase, Gbajue, don't limit it to where Professor Soyinka has located it. Some people will tell you it's an entire Gbajue that we are dealing with.
Yeah, well, it has gone to the Supreme Court, and we'll wait for the Supreme Court judgment. I mean, obviously, his statement has elicited a lot of reactions. Well, in the same vein, a public affairs analyst, OjyOkpe was trending on Wednesday after he stated during a live television interview that he was a classmate of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Chicago State University and graduated alongside the president from the Department of Accounting and Business Administration in 1979. Well, during the interview, Soyinka accused those disputing Tinubu's academic records of being mischievous because Tinubu was a governor for 8 years and would have had a university degree.
So we met in the school, Chicago State University, and we were in the same department, College of Accounting, Business and Administration, with a major in accounting.
Yes.
With major in accounting. And we were in the same class together, and we graduated. He did attend the university, Chicago State University, and he graduated in 1979.
Okay, as you did.
As I did.
In 1979.
Yes, so I'm here to testify that he did attend the university and he was a good student. People were being mischievous in the first place because he was a governor for 8 years. Somebody who worked for Mobile for several years, and you're contesting that he didn't go to university. How is that possible? I cannot imagine how that is possible, that they are claiming that he didn't go to the... Sometimes the president might be embellished, sometimes, but that does not mean that he didn't attend university. He did attend university. He was a governor for 8 years.
Well, all right. I mean, I don't know if you need a university degree to be a governor, but certainly you do need one to, work at Mobile. So, I mean, Mr. Soyinka has definitely caused a lot of reactions as well. Let me take one from Ileoma, who wrote, "It's been 23 years since Tinubu's Chicago qualifications were first challenged, and suddenly OjyOkpe, a public affairs analyst with no digital footprint, suddenly remembers he attended school with Tinubu and used to mock his accent." Well, Nigeria is a funny place. Another Twitter user, Raymond, goes, "A simple Google search of OjyOkpe shows that this man didn't exist till 2 days ago. No LinkedIn, Facebook, or even Chicago State University link outside his ambiguous claims. Do these clowns think this is the 1980s or 1990s? Information is everywhere and accessible." Well, Raymond, I mean, he may not have a LinkedIn of, a digital footprint, and not everybody does.
Let's say he's not digitally
But that actually
savvy.
was the rhetoric on social media, whether or not, where did he come from?
So, and it's quite curious, Oji.
Yes.
That's the first thing that came to mind as well when I said, oh, finally someone has come out as a witness to give an interview to not just talk about the fact that they went to university together, but even give a character witness in terms of the kind of student that he was. Now, Mr. OjyOkpe can come out as a student to say what he wants to say, but we can't take that as a certificate. We can't take that as records from the university. It's good to see, people, someone come out to testify that you and I were seatmates in university. But beyond that, people have made questions, and where are the pictures? Did they not take pictures in 1979? Do we not have records again? Why is Chicago State University, not being very forthcoming with regards to information? Yes, they've said, we had to go, Atiku Abubakar has gone to court to try and get them to release information with regards to the educational qualifications of President Bola Tinubu. But this has to go down as one of the most controversial in terms of the credentials of a president in Nigeria. I mean, we have cases like this often, but this is quite interesting. And I think just to put the matter to rest, certificate, show us evidence of the fact that you went to university. And by the way, the fact that you worked in a certain organization doesn't mean, I'm sure some people will know of Oluyole, where they have said, so it's not Oluwole. Well, that shows I don't patronize their services. Oluyole is about
where you print fake certificates.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that's not all these things. Just give us the real, that's what Nigerians just want to know the truth. Yes. And let me go to what Professor Soyinka said, because that's why I'm quite, as a young person in Nigeria, Professor Soyinka, as a citizen, is well within his rights to decide to choose or support a particular political party. Yes. However, I believe because of his status as a statesman, a lot of people would expect that he would be he will be non-partisan to at least a very large extent. I don't know what this obsession with Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party and the obedience is with Professor Wole Soyinka. What really occurred? Why is he so... Don't forget that there's a first runner-up in the person of Atiku Abubakar. They're not talking about him. He's the third place position who seems to go their ox such that their press statements, what is really going on? And so I just say that in terms of that, he has a right to his opinion. But I also think, lastly, it is unfair to paint the obedient movement, which has been praised in many ways for changing the political landscape of Nigeria in many ways, as being, just with really bad names, because in most movements, they're extremists. But you cannot base an entire movement on the extreme few and say that all of the obedience are extreme. I don't agree with that.
I know you wanted to make a comment on
I have a lot to say, Oji, that time will not permit me. That's the problem with what's trending.
Hey,
Welcome back again. At first, let us start. I think, like Aya said, it is wrong to paint the obedient movements. There are other people of a certain political party that harass people too. In fact, I had a taste of my own. It's just because I didn't take the case up. When people from this known political party harassed me in an elevator in Transcorp Hotel in Abuja.
Sorry about that, Rufai.
Yes, they harassed me in an elevator. So when people say all sorts about the obedient movement, and constantly, if you go check my social media, they are constantly casting aspersions and saying all sorts of stupid things. If it's not somebody I have a very strong mental strength.
You do, Rufai.
Yes.
You do.
Every single day I'm being abused. So when people say it's the obedient movement, we don't tell the truth in this country. And that's why the country...
a whole movement.
So that's why the country has become a grand scene of Bajwe and Djibouti. And concerning what Brother, he has a right to say whatever he wants to say, but please, let's be balanced for the sake of God. The real Bajwe in all of this election is INEC that promised something and didn't do it. Yeah. The INEC that told a lot of Nigerians to come out, that we have video footages of Mr. Festus Okoye constantly coming out to say these methods will be used, and nothing was done. That's the real Bajwe in this. So let's call a spade a spade. Oh, the problem is we don't like to call a spade a spade. Thirdly, because I'm here and we have to go because of time. Thirdly, as regards this Mr. Duro and this conundrum and everything, if you come out to say you went to school with somebody, you have to prove it. You came on air, there were no pictures. You came on air, there were no enough proof and everything. He has to be able to come to proof. And part of proving it also means subjecting himself to other media. So he should come to Arise probably. 15 minutes.
We're waiting.
Let's interview him. Yeah. Let's ask him more questions and all of that. And I'm sure he also knows that there's a case currently going on in the court as regards, and let me go back to it, as regards a subpoena by Nauru Eba. Well, that case has now come out to light again.
That petition that we are seeing
and that petition is out there, because some characters said all sorts of lies and shenanigans. So, you see, let's just tell the truth. The truth will set all of us free. The last time, 23 years ago, when this case came up, it was the State House of Assembly that helped quell the tide of the case. now is back up again. Let's just full disclosure.
I just wanted to quickly clarify that petition that was up there. It was on September 8th, a response from CSU to Atiku stating that, Tinubu did attend the Chicago State University, as well as the fact that they cannot truly confirm the, originality of his certificate because they consider it as a, one of those, how do you call it, a praise certificate of some sort. So that was that petition up there.
Is that this matter of President Tinubu's academic qualification has been on the table for more than 20 years, since he was governor. Okay, why is it that when he was governor of Lagos State, nobody showed up? So this OjyOkpe, or what is his name?
Come to arise, let us talk.
He was not around
come here.
over 20 years ago. And in any case, if you look at him, he looks quite younger than the president. So,
come to arise,
maybe it's on the basis of that David Hundeyin is now saying that this witness, this character witness, this classmate witness, is fake. Because David Hundeyin has said that, I'm sure, it will be responded to by interested parties. Okay, when President Buhari was said not to have attended secondary school, he gathered his classmates. They took photographs with him in the villa. Why is this so difficult? When it was Dimeji Bankole's time, within a week, people were in NYSC camp with him. True pictures out. Okay, this one had to take up to 20 years.
23 years.
I think we have to do something about qualification. Anybody that does not have a basic degree, and anybody whose classmates will show up after 20 years, or whose secondary school classmates will have to come to the villa to validate. Look, that's ridiculous, man. In a country where some people have 3 master's degrees, double PhDs, why is it that it's the Division 2 people that will be Division 3 people that will be the ones saying they want to rule Nigeria?
All right, well said, guys. Let's end what's trending today. In the spirit of Throwback Thursday, with this video of a South African politician and activist, Wole Soyinka, who during a rowdy debate on former President Jacob Zuma's impeachment back in 2016, accused the former International Relations Minister, Maite Mashabane, of sleeping on the job. Well, let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Yes, honorable member.
I'm worried that this minister that we pay so much, Minister Maite Mashabane, she's sleeping in Parliament, and with that position, she's going to fall. Honorable. And the minister would have fallen. She's still sleeping.
Honorable member.
She's still, I don't know, what's happening?
That's not a point of order. Take your seat.
No. The minister is sleeping. You can't say that's not a point of order.
No, Josie,
are you condoning people sleeping now?
Josie,
we must come to sleep here in Parliament.
Honorable Self, proceed.
We pay you. Don't sleep here. Hey, Banma. We're busy debating. You are sleeping. You are a sleepist. You think we're sleepists?
Take your seat. Honorable Minister, why are you rising?
No, I want to understand what this young boy is talking to.
No, Honorable Minister, that's not a point of order.
I want to respond to this young man.
No, take your seat. Honorable Minister, you can't
Minister, you must sleep and we must keep quiet. No.
Honorable member.
Decency to admit when you are wrong. You are sleeping.
Honorable Minister.
You are sleeping on duty.
Honorable members.
You are sleeping on duty.
Well, this is a big problem. Sleeping on duty. I mean, I never heard the word sleepist, but that was quite funny.
Okay,
hold on. Let's take another throwback video, though, with a similar conversation, but this time in Nigeria. And it was during the just concluded Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, where lawyers and petitioners turned the courtroom into a sleeping maison on September 6th. Let's take a look.
In the earlier part, this court has consolidated with 5 paragraph 50, the first schedule to the Electoral Act. This ground was taken to the complete. Order striking out paragraphs 5 Roman 1 to 9, 15 Roman 1 to 7, 16 Roman 1 to 7, 17 Roman 1 to 7, 18 Roman 1.
That the second respondent did not conduct any fresh primary election for the purpose of picking another running mate for the third respondent after the withdrawal of the fifth respondent.
Therefore, in my view, the requirement to conduct a fresh primary election does not apply to the nomination of the vice presidential candidate. That's my Lord of DJSC. I left it at this point in one as follows.
Well, these are all sleepy. Rufai, I'm sorry. It was threatening. I was nowhere I could not do this.
You have too much violence.
No, absolutely not. But I mean, sleeping on the job is a big problem. Dr. Abati, we don't have any time, but we have to go.
And we advise that maybe, the managers of the Supreme Court should watch out for Sese Fly invading the premises of the Supreme Court so that people don't just go there and sleep. But you saw the sleeping patterns, the creativity that people brought to sleeping at the Supreme Court. But in any case, these are human beings.
Right.
That judgment ran for about 13 hours.
Over 12 hours.
So
absolutely.
it's just an affirmation that human beings can get tired.
You said that.
The 2016 video from South Africa, our own lawmakers also sleep here.
Yes,
our own ministers are also sleeping on duty.
It's a big problem. No more sleeping on duty.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.